Hey everybody, it's Chris. Today is the big day. We are at the Oakland Beach boat ramp in Warwick, Rhode Island. You can see the water there behind us. I'm about to put the boat in, the Waverunner in for the first time. It may be a little bit embarrassing, but we'll see how it goes. I've got an Insta360 camera, as you can see there. I'm gonna try to capture the loading and unloading process with that. We'll see how that goes. I'm having some mic issues, so this audio might not be perfect, but when we get on the boat, with the GoPro, it should be a whole lot better. Okay, that did not go as planned, as I'll explain in a bit, but we made it. Okay, so what is this? Confirm. I am going to break this thing in today, and by break in, it's 2,000 RPMs for the first 5 minutes, and gosh, that's going to be a slow first 5 minutes. And then it's less than 5,000 RPMs for the next 30 minutes. And then it's less than 6,000 RPMs for the next half hour, I believe, or maybe it's hour. So I'll explain what happened on the boat launch. As you can see, the Insta360 is not there. It failed. It started, and this did the same thing on my motorcycle until I figured out, how to get it right. It kind of fell down on me. So I just gave up after messing with it for a bit, and that's why you didn't see me load. I am glad you didn't see me load. Gosh, this is really slow. 2,000 RPMs for the first 5 minutes. I don't know that we can keep this thing moving at 2,000. Now what's going to be interesting is how my audio sounds, and I'll explain in a bit. So when this channel started out as a moto vlog, I had this very GoPro camera mounted to the chin of my helmet. So it was outside of the helmet, obviously, and the microphone was wired into my helmet. So the audio was crystal clear. It was very crisp. I got a lot of compliments on the audio because that mic was wired inside, meaning it didn't face any wind buffeting whatsoever, and it was super close to my mouth. Now I've got this GoPro camera mounted like as close as I can get to my mouth. I'm hoping the audio sounds decent. Now I'm hoping the angle this is going to be a learning experience, and I want your comments on what you think of this angle. I mean, I can barely see my screen. I can see it, but just barely. I can see that you can see, the handlebars, maybe the dash. It's very bright, so I can't see it that clearly, but let me know what you think of the angle, and let me know what you think of the audio. I will say that it took me longer than I thought it would to get my trailer straight down the ramp. Thankfully, there was a guy there fishing, and he knew what he was doing. He helped me out. There are actually a couple of guys on the ramp that helped me. All right, so I'm going over 2,000 RPM, but I think I've been at this for more than 5 minutes, so I believe the next level is 5,000 RPM. Now, one thing I've got to get used to is, and I got some complaints on this on the motovlog, when my camera was mounted to my chin, what that meant was to my helmet, every time I turned my head to the left or to the right, you saw what I saw. And that was kind of cool because I'd see things on the side of the road and I'd point them out to you and you'd see them. But now the camera is mounted to a chest mount, which is mounted over my life preserver. So if I turn my head to the left, which I'm doing right now, you don't know it. So I've got to be conscious of that. So if there's something really cool I want you to see, I've got to kind of move my whole torso in that direction. Or move the boat. Just kind of steer this way, so you can see the cool houses there. And there's no one else in this channel right now, so we can do that. Now that's a nice house. That's an awesome house. I don't know if that's one house with like a guest cottage to the left, or if that's two separate residences. So to our left is Warwick Neck. And once we clear this area, and I think I can go faster here. We're going to go around the bend to the left and see a place that used to be an old amusement park, and now it's a state park called Rocky Point State Park. And then we'll go north from there. So I don't want to go over 5,000 RPMs. Get a little shop here, because we're going closer into the open Narragansett Bay. So 5,000 RPMs is not fast. I'm guessing it's like 25 miles an hour. And we've got to do that for the next half hour or so. And then we can take it up to 6,000 RPMs. I don't know where this thing redlines, and I don't know that we'll ever find that out. I've got to turn to the left here so you can see this awesome house. Isn't that cool? You know, the GoPro doesn't have a zoom feature, or if it does, I don't know how to use it, especially when I'm in motion. But I wish I could zoom. A nice sailboat. Hope you could see that when I turned my chest to the right. So I will tell you that, and I know this is a big no-no, but I didn't check the surf report in terms of tides or waves, because I'm heading north towards the city of Providence, away from the coastline, away from like Narragansett, Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island. If I was going to head in that direction, I would have checked that, because it would be more meaningful. I'm just guessing that the further north we go, the less dramatic the tides and the waves are. But I don't know what I'm talking about. This is my first boat, my first Waverunner. Some really awesome homes, just like super cool. While we're breaking it in and going pretty slow, I guess we can check out the scenery. Now I've got a chart, a nautical chart in my glove box, and I've kind of scoped it out, so I know enough to be dangerous about the area. I guess that's not a good expression to use, and know enough to be dangerous, but... Alright, now here's some cool houses with a staircase going down to the waterfront. Not bad. Whoop, went over 5,000. Oh, Lighthouse. Now what is that? What lighthouse is that? I thought the first lighthouse that we saw on our left would be Conimicut Point. Shows you how little I know. If someone's more familiar than Narragansett Bay than I am, and my guess is that's every single one of you, let me know. Now I see rocks over there. I see rocks like dead ahead, so I'm gonna go just a little bit further. Again, I want to keep it below 5,000 RPMs. The good thing is, I think the draft on this is like a foot. So, you know, we'd have to be an idiot, I'd have to be an idiot not to see that I'm going to be close enough to a dangerous rock. So that lighthouse must be right at the tip of Warwick Neck. Now one thing I wish this had was a clock. It's got a clock to measure the hours that you've been riding, but I mean an actual clock. I've got my iPhone, but that's in my trusty glove box. I'm not going to mess with that right now. So one thing I will say is I've got a pair of Cocoon sunglasses over my glasses, and they are getting wet. So that means my GoPro lens is probably also getting wet. So I brought a towel, not so much to help with my visibility, but to help with your visibility. By just doing that. I'll just have to remember to do that every once in a while. When my vision is a little impaired, then yours is as well. And I want, yours is more important than mine. Well, sort of. So I mentioned the former amusement park, Rocky Point Park, which is now Rocky Point State Park. It is dead ahead. I can see the arch. And again, I know you can't because the GoPro's just not that good with distance. But the arch that I'm talking about, we'll get closer, is from the 1960, I want to say it was the 1964 World's Fair in New York. And And then when the fair was over, they had a bunch of those arches that they relocated. One came to Rocky Point State Park, and if you're a snowmobiler and you're familiar with Old Forge, New York, one of them went to Old Forge at that water park, Safari, Splashing Safari, whatever it's called. There's an arch there. It's from the same exact state fair that the Rocky Point arch came from. I will discuss gear on this channel as we go forward. I'll just tell you I'm wearing a new sun shirt. As a matter of fact, I just realized this sun shirt has these holes for your thumbs so they can cover up more of your wrists. And I also have a new hat. It's a safari hat with a stiff brim, so it doesn't flop up and expose my head to sun, or flop down and block my vision. We'll talk more about gear in future videos. But when I said about 25 miles an hour at 5,000 RPM, that was pretty close. Probably about 30, just under 30. Wow. Wow, you talk about houses. Look at that house dead ahead. And again, we're at Warwick Neck right now, the city of Warwick, Rhode Island. But I hope you can see that castle up on the hill. It's awesome because the house is awesome, but the hill that it's up on, the bluff, is super cool. And I'm guessing that this is his as well, like a boathouse, but I don't know that for sure. And the Rocky Point arch is dead ahead. Noticing, I see a cross up on that building to the left of, I don't know if you can see it, there's a cross on the left of the, on the building to the left of that mansion, so maybe that's like, I don't know, a Catholic diocese building? Alright, now Rocky Point is called Rocky Point for a reason, so I'm going to stay clear. One thing I will say is I have a couple of checklists. I'm a private pilot. I don't fly anymore, haven't flown in years, but I believe in checklists, and I have a couple for things to do when I'm at the boat ramp doing the prep before I unload at the ramp, and you know, things that you want to check, things like the drain plugs and the straps and whatnot. And I will tell you that in the excitement of getting this boat in the water, I did none of that. I know my drain plugs are in, but shame on me, because that's something you should check multiple times before you put these things in the water. We'll talk more about that checklist in the future as we shoot more and more video. But there's the Rocky Point Arch. And that's the Rocky Point Fishing Pier dead ahead. Now, one of the things I'm not looking forward to doing is a new boat owner, a wave runner owner, is when I get home, not so much the washing this thing, but the flushing with the salt away. There's a whole process, and I'll shoot a video at some point down the road on that. I'm sure it's not that big a deal, but it's just something you got to do with these things, especially when you're riding in salt water, which is mostly what I'm going to be doing. Oh yeah. Get over that 5,000 RPM. Now, the next point of reference for us, I believe, is Conimicut Point and the Conimicut Point Light, which I believe is dead ahead. Now, when I said I know the bongs are in, the drain plugs are in, even though I didn't do the check on my checklist, I say that for two reasons. One, it's brand new. I picked this up this morning. Oh, this is interesting. Chop. And so I know the drain plugs were in when the owner of the shop, the Yamaha shop, which I bought this from Wheels of Freedom in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Great folks to work with. I'm not sponsored by them. I have no connection with them other than I had a purchase. But it was a very pleasant process. But he went over a lot of things with me, and the drain plugs were in. The other reason I know that the drain plugs are in is because I'm pretty sure we'd be at the bottom of Narragansett Bay right now if they weren't. Yeah, I can see Connecticut Light dead ahead. I believe that's Connecticut Light, and that's Connecticut Point. We'll know soon enough. I'm not sure if you can see it on the GoPro, but it's there. Okay, Connecticut Light dead ahead. And so Connecticut Point is to our left, to our port. Well, now it's dead ahead, as is the city of Providence. I don't know if you can see, but that's Providence. The skyline dead ahead. It's a beautiful city. We'll get a whole lot closer at some point on this channel. I'm going to get a little closer to the lighthouse. I think one of the things I'm going to do is find a water-resistant watch or a clock and just mount it right here, so I know the time. That could come in handy in a lot of instances, right? And again, I've got my iPhone right in the glove box here, but I don't want to have to stop and open that thing up every time I want to look at the time. Beautiful lighthouse. I hope you can see that. I really do. And I'm hoping you can hear me. I hope I'm not talking to myself. I did a test on this, and I think the audio is going to be halfway decent. Not excellent, but halfway decent. Okay, so there are channel markers on that side of the lighthouse, so that tells me maybe I should be there. If you know anything about nautical navigation with the red and the green markers, it's red, right, return. So I want the red buoy on my right and the green one on my left, and that's to keep us away from that lighthouse. I believe, though, that that's for large ocean-going vessels, not for a boat that has a 1-foot draft. I'm going to just turn it so you can see the lighthouse. Isn't that beautiful? It's too bad that the camera's not swiveling, because I'm looking at the lighthouse right now, but you can't, because it's fixed to my chest. So we're headed towards Providence right now. Okay, I see a navigation buoy, a couple of them this way. So let's go see what's going on with these buoys over here. In fact, before we do that, let's just pause and take a look at the clock. I'm still figuring out. It says 1:50, and I don't know, but I'm going to say we put in at 1:15. So we are now at the point where we can hit 6,000 RPMs. I'm not going to do it right here. I want to figure out what these buoys up ahead are all about first. And again, it's red, right, return, and we're heading towards Providence, sort of, so I want that red buoy on my right. Now, when they talk about how salt water corrodes, I will just tell you, I can see the top of my GoPro camera is all white, it's all salty. I don't know if you can pick it up, but there's salt all over my steering wheel. So that's why flushing this thing is so important. Okay, so here's the navigation buoy that is red, so I want it to be on my right. I don't think it really matters in a little craft like this, and I see a green one far up ahead. Please be gentle with me. Remember that this is my first time putting the Waverunner in the water, my first time riding it. The GoPro setup is brand new to me, so a lot of new things going on while I'm trying to learn how to ride this thing and keep it within the break-in parameters. I love these buoys. I think they make noises too, or something. Or maybe that's the big giant ones like at the beginning of Narragansett Bay to our south. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn back. We're going to go towards that green buoy on the other side, and that'll be on our right heading back out to sea. We're not going to go to Providence today. It'd be pretty cool to kind of go up the Providence River though. So I don't know if you can see the green buoy dead ahead. We'll get pretty close to it. See it? Alright, I'm going to turn to my left. Now, we could easily go around that to the right. But again, I think that's for like cruise ships and freighters and whatnot. Not for little, dare I say, jet skis. There, I said it. Now, if you can't see it, Conimicut Light's there, Conimicut Point is here. I want to get closer to Conimicut Point so you can see it. We've had some drownings near Conimicut Point recently in the news. I don't know if there'll be sunbathers out there. We don't want to get that close to it, but I want to get just close enough so you can see it. Looks like that's a police boat right there. Oh no, it's a fire boat. I don't know if that's somebody in distress. So Conimicut Point is right there. I can see there's like a blue light right dead ahead on the beach. I don't know what that's all about. What I'm going to do is, when I say point, it is a point. So those of you not familiar with Rhode Island or Narragansett Bay, I'll slip in a map right here so you can see what I'm talking about. It shows Conimicut Light and Conimicut Point. You see what I mean? I'll turn in to face it. We're about as close as I want to get to it right now, but that's Conimicut Point right there, dead ahead. I don't know if you can see the, it's actually red in blue lights. And oh my gosh, I see kayakers dead ahead. I don't want to get too close to them to have them worried about my my little wake, but I don't know if you can see them. They're dead ahead. Because I'm certain we've now hit that 5 minutes for the 2,000 RPMs and 30 minutes for the 5,000 RPMs, we can now take it to 6,000. So let's see what that looks like. So it's about 41 miles an hour. So we don't want to go over that. Next half hour. Okay, you know what? I think it's the next hour. Okay, now I just adjusted the camera a little bit, a subtle difference. I moved it so it's angled back this way, so you will get, I believe, hopefully, a rough view of just a glance at this, but more view of the surroundings. And I say I think that because I can barely see the screen right now. Between the glare and its angle and how close it is to my mouth, I mean, I really just can't see the screen at all, to be frank. So let me know what you think of the difference. It's got pickup, I'll tell you that. Even though I'm in the braking mode, I can only imagine what it's like when I can hammer it. So we're heading south, and Warwick Neck is to our right. Rocky Point is just exactly to our right, and we're starting to pick up some light chop. There's Rocky Point State Park right in front of us. It's nothing really to speak of, but it's noticeable. And it's more noticeable than it was just a few minutes ago when we were heading the opposite direction. I don't know if that's the tides, if it's the wind, but I'm going to learn told you about with the cross on the building is now dead ahead. Hope you can see it. It's right there. But we're heading back towards where we came. Towards where we started, I should say. We're just passing that first lighthouse that we saw. I'll turn into it so you can see. Pretty cool, huh? And I guess that's at the southern tip of Warwick Neck, I believe. Alright, so we're going to take this back. I believe that'll put us at an hour and a half. Pretty much the break-in process, so it's one less thing for us to worry about tomorrow. Because we're putting it back in the water tomorrow. Now, I may go to a different boat launch just to experience a different boat launch. There's one close by at Goddard State Park. We might check that out, I'm not sure. Okay, so Oakland Beach, the actual beach where people go swimming, is dead ahead. A couple of restaurants there, top of the bay, and Iggy's right there I can see. And this is the channel we came out on. And again, red right return, so I want to be between the green and the red here. I will tell you that I'm going to try really hard to figure out how to get my Insta360 camera mounted. I don't know if you can see it, but where my finger's pointing right there. Whatever I did today, it wasn't strong enough. I need to figure it out. When I get back to my car, I'm going to show you the mount system that I've got. Maybe you can give me some guidance. If you're at all familiar with kind of the Ram ball mount setup. Okay, so I just learned something. This is my first time putting back in to the boat ramp. And there's a boat coming right towards me, so I want to make sure I'm not in his way, wherever he's going. I'm going to just circle here, but I want to show you what and now he's coming right towards me. I don't know what's he doing, but first time out, just bought it. I guess. Oh, you're the guy, yeah. I didn't recognize you. I was looking at him. Say again?
I know my stuff, brother.
You do know your stuff. I do not. I'm heading back now, hoping it goes better. What goes fast? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, and you gotta remember to hold the throttle on a turn, brother.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yep.
But don't be nervous.
So those guys helped me with the loading, but one of the things I learned is I've got bumpers in this compartment, and there's just no way you're gonna reach them, at least not easily, so I've got to find a new solution for. So my GoPro camera is losing battery juice. It's giving me the signal, so I'm going to pick this up on the iPhone. But clearly, I've got to find a different alternative place for my bumpers, because I'm about to pull in right now, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get those. I'm going to try, but again, I'll pick it up on the iPhone after I've loaded it up, and we'll debrief and talk about the next video. Okay, getting it back up the ramp was even harder than getting it off. I had some guys here who were invaluable in helping me, but we made it. It was a great hour and a half out there for the break-in period, and I'm looking forward to putting this in again tomorrow. We'll learn more, and we'll see where it goes. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you're into wave runners, sea-doos, jet skis, personal watercraft, from the perspective of a brand new novice at this, maybe that's you, or you're thinking about putting yourself in that position, this channel may be helpful to you, and if you think that it might be, please hit that subscribe button. Until the next video, which will be, I'm shooting this tomorrow, but I'm going to start scheduling videos again every Saturday. Until the next Saturday video, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.